So, got our Ro64 matchup in the CiC event, and this time we've got xCet taking on Vodka. Don't know anything about Vodka, but xCet's pretty familiar names. Pew, Super KG, Nox, Fine, and Strayfooter. All people that you should probably know. Really, by no means anybody that you should be like, oh crap, this is kind of the hell are these people. And in the same vein, perhaps the favorites to win this match, but you never know. We've seen upsets before, and this could certainly be one of them. Bans are out here so far. Balfour, Bubbles, Tempest, and Devourer. Interesting Balf ban, especially that KGE does not appreciate the Devourer ban. Balfour getting banned out here by xCet. Pew, for some reason, feeling like that here is a problem. I don't know why. I don't really feel that same way. Mildly annoying, I guess, but you know, and a strong pusher, bit of a decent tank, but he just doesn't have enough damage. And the issue of his ultimate basically requiring other, the opponents to do a bunch of damage, or at least use a bunch of spells, or to become powerful, does a lot of damage if they don't kill you. So. Not a huge fan. He has his place, and I think he has a place in the competitive scene, but I don't think he's first ban material by any means. There's enough flaws in that profile that it's not really worth it to use a ban there. But xCet and Pew apparently feeling like, yeah, they want to get rid of that hero. First two picks on their side are Ophelia and Gauntlet. Ophelia first pick material, apparently they feel. That hero has certainly fallen down a little bit with the change to the jungle, and you could certainly understand why. Not quite as powerful as she used to be, considering that really now it's what creeps am I going to get? Am I going to be able to farm effectively? Am I going to be able to gank effectively? Can I push? There's a lot more uncertainty with the hero than there used to be. On top of the fact that people just aren't as familiar with her because of the changes to the jungle. They don't really necessarily know how to play her now because she was essentially changed when the jungle was changed. But Gauntlet and Torture can be second two picks here, presumably going to see a Gauntlet and Torturer lane in mid. Could also see Torturer in the bot as a babysit support. He fills both those roles very well, so two strong picks. Obviously Gauntlet, KG getting a hook hero. Maybe not the hero he wanted, but a hero. Or a hook hero. And we'll be able to do just fine with him. Obviously Gauntlet, a very powerful hero, has plenty of burst damage, and there should be no concern that, oh no, they've got Gauntlet, this is bad here. No, we see Gauntlet plenty, he's a very strong hero. Rhapsody, Magmus, and Hammerstorm going to be picked up here by the Legion team. Rhapsody, Magmus, great. Hammerstorm, not so much. Magmus is great because he has the ultimate. He's got a nice Lava Surge, which gives him both a getaway and an initiation tool and a strong stun. He pairs well with Rhapsody in the middle lane if that's what they choose to run. He could also be a suicide. Rhapsody could run in the short lane as a babysit. There's options between those two heroes. Hammerstorm's just not very good. Yeah, Strayfooter. KG is Swedish. Yeah. Is Pew Russian? I don't know. I thought he was Swedish. Fine, I think might be Russian. Anyway. Hammerstorm, it's nice that he can throw his stun without having to involve himself in a fight, but also that does hurt him at some points. And he just has issues catching heroes. He's not particularly fast. He does a fair bit of damage if you manage to get the ult off, but he has massive mana problems. And he has just serious issues catching people and running them down and actually killing them. So decent enough initiation, decent enough damage if somebody just stops and lets you beat on them. And usually people realize that's not a good strategy, so they don't. And as a result, there's a reason we don't see too much Hammerstorm. It's just he's not a particularly strong hero. I am curious to see what happens if he is put in a tri-lane, especially with Rhapsody and Magnus. Man, that's a lot of stun, a lot of single target stun, and that could be very powerful. But we'll see what happens. Usually we see double dual lanes, tri-lanes, not as uncommon as it used to be, but we don't really see it as much as it was, maybe a couple of years ago when Fnatic was around and they were just running tri-lanes in every single game. Anyway, second stage of bans comes out here. Pew takes out Nymphora, Moon Queen, and Puppet Master, so removing a couple of the short lane options, and Swiftblade will be their pick instead, so that's presumably going to be their Agi carry. as both PM and Moon Queen were removed from the pool, and 4 obviously getting taken out as another support option. So Pew guessing that the Hellborn team is not going to be running a jungler, and that's probably accurate, especially considering Swiftblade is their next pick. Parasite's still on the board, Warbeast is available, so is Keep of the Forest, Solstice, and Legionnaire. So if they want to run a jungler, they do have the options. It would fit with their lanes, although I'd be a little concerned about the fact that they have 4 melees, and in fact they will not do that. I'm still concerned about the fact they have 3 melee farmers, but a little bit better than it used to be. Hellborn's bans were Hag, Kronos, and CiC, so we're moving to suicide options, as well as the nice support in CiC. Presumably they already had a support in Torture, though, so CiC a little interesting. I guess maybe they think CiC can be run as a suicide, and we've seen that before, although I really don't like it. I don't like that hero anymore. I don't think she really... She's too easily countered in games with good players. In games with less good players, she can be a bitch and a half to deal with, but... here, not so much.
Let's get it on.
Not sure what just happened there with the game, but something is clearly happening, and they're loading into it, so I guess we're fine. Anyway, last 2 picks here for the Legion side were Bensington and Drunken Master. So Bensington going to be in the suicide, Drunken Master probably going to be in the solo short, which likely means we'll see a Gauntlet Torturer mid and Ophelia in the jungle. So Legion's lines are pretty obvious. Hellborn, I'd like to see the tri-lane, I think. If they run bot with Swiftblade, Glacius, and Rhapsody, that'd be extremely powerful. And that's not what's going to happen, because the dual lanes, the tri-lane, they could really do it either way. That would require Hammerstorm to be solo, and probably solo top and a solo mid Magmus, which might not work very well against the Glacius Torturer. So I'm guessing we're going to see dual lane mid, dual lane top. No, dual lane mid, dual lane bottom. And a solo top. So we'll see who ends up getting sent top. Considering it's against the Bensington, they're probably going to die a whole bunch. I don't like these picks here for the Hellborn side, I really don't. I don't like the fact that they have 3 melee farmer and damage dealers. Like, you had plenty of options, you didn't have to pick the Swiftblade. That didn't make a ton of sense. You had plenty of options, you could have avoided the Hammerstorm. And you have a relatively similar hero in Magmus already, so he has the point stun, he has an ultimate that is really used in teamfights mostly. Magmus's Getaway and Steam Bath is a little bit better, and his farming mechanism in the Lava Touch is a little bit better than the Cleave that comes out from Hammerstorm, but whatever. So Legion actually switching things up here, and Nox will get sent to the bottom on the Bensington, and he's in some trouble.
It only hurts the first time.
So Nad, Nab, Bad. I'm not sure which of those was the one that they meant to say, but it was probably one of them. Anyway, they will be sent to the dual lane top, so Drunken Master Torturer are going to be heading top, Gauntlet's going to be the solo mid, and Nox will take the solo bottom. Quite interesting. Did not see that one coming at all. Obviously, that means this ward might be wasted because they might not even be trying to pull. Bottom lane, in fact, will be the dual lane, and Glacius and Hammerstorm. Mid lane is going to be Magmus solo. Up top, we're going to see Rhapsody Swiftblade, but Swiftblade has to walk all the way to the top lane. That's a bit of an issue, and Ophelia will actually be in the aggressive jungle here, so interesting decision making coming out here from xCet. These are definitely not the conventional lanes, not what you would expect to happen. Interesting, the Swiftblade just didn't take that Gotar. Probably could have one auto attack, but whatever. So Hellborn will be aware that the lanes are, a little odd. They're aware of where Ophelia is. And Nox in the bottom lane should be just fine, as he's typically a suicide, and so he won't really have any issues in the short lane up against 2. But it does mean that Hammerstorm will get a little more farm than he probably should as a short laner. On the other hand, they should be just fine on top as well, as Swiftblade and Rhapsody are going to be able to combo nearly as effectively as they would if they were against a Bensington. But really, against a Bensington, they probably would never, ever kill him, just because Joust basically means that Swiftblade's spin is useless. He can't do anything to kill him with it. So, perhaps, I think the Legion side might have outthought themselves a little this lane. I think if they had 2 bottom, like typical, and Swiftblade's gonna, but yeah, it's stagger, so who cares? So we'll see how this works. Chain reactions go down as Swiftblade there, but so there's 2 things that are going on here. First of all, the Legion side has massively outdrafted the Hellborn side, so they're probably going to win because of that and the fact that they're just better. Secondly, their lanes are crap on the Legion side and not better on the Hellborn side, as if they had stuck Nox top, then they would have been able to contest bottom lane better. Nox wouldn't have died, and he would have been just fine free farming this lane because Joust basically means that the Blade Frenzy cannot get a kill. And, I mean, the mid lane's the same, essentially. and that's really fine for both sides. Gauntlet being solo probably has a slight edge over Magnus, just because Magnus, I can't imagine Magnus would kill him, and Gauntlet does have enough burst damage that it's possible. But, you know, there's not much that the Hellborn can do about that because their draft is crap. So, Super KG meanwhile up top, Swiftblade going down, and perhaps he in fact will try to get the counter, but won't work. Now Swiftblade going to be in some trouble. He's going to try to run away here from this Torture, but one more stagger and that's going to be enough. And Storyfooter picks the last hit there on Swiftblade, so that's 2-0. And Ophelia having a Vulture Lord is getting kills up here, as both of the top lane heroes die, so that's something that I guess wouldn't have happened without the thing, but then they might be getting more kills on bottom if they had Ophelia in their own woods, and they probably get double tap there on Hammerstorm and Glacius anyway. So, I mean, it's not like it's the biggest deal, it's not the end of the world. This is xCet versus a team that we've never heard of, so they have a massive advantage anyway, and they outdrafted them already, so they can afford to do things like make weird lane decisions, but I do feel like this didn't help them in the victory, which I'm assuming is happening. Hasten Gauntlet coming down here. Glacius is just totally screwed. Lancelong is there. One last auto attack. Joust is still available, so Master Arms or Hammerstorm is also going to die. Puts the stun onto just Gauntlet. And Joust there is all with the kill. Up top, Rhapsody also drops as he takes the chain reaction plus the lunge into the impalement, and that's another kill. So, 5-1 hero kills now. Not even 4 minutes into the game, as the Hellborn got that Bloodlust, and since then things have pretty much gone all downhill. Noobs, GG. Nox already trolling. Glacius dropping the Tundra Blast up top, and Drunken will be just fine running away. Doesn't have enough mana to actually stagger, I don't think, at this point. No, he does, sorry. So, even if he had gotten the Blade Frenzy down, it wouldn't have mattered. Mid lane Gauntlet has returned, and should be able to screw with Magmus here a little bit. It looks like they're going to try to form a tri-lane up top. And that's not going to do too much. Obviously, there's a ward here, so they know exactly what's happening. Rhapsody's sitting off to the side, and both Legion heroes will just be like, alright, we'll take this time, use our mana pots, be totally alright. Pew sitting here off to the side, looking for a gank onto Magmus. Not really going to find it, as he gets spotted out, and obviously having the Lava Surge available means Magmus is very difficult to gank. Instead, just going to allow Super KG to have free farm here. Already has 390 gold per minute, and that's only going to get better. 300 GPM here on this Magmus though, so he's having actually a decent time in this mid lane. The rest of his team is getting totally destroyed, but that's probably expected. Rhapsody still not having too much of an impact, and neither is Glacius up here, so they do end up forming the tri-lane, but in the wrong lane, I think, really. And Drunken is off to the side, looking for something. Pew's here as well. Thunderblast goes under just him, though, and Rhapsody's already in some trouble. He's going to drop here, but Storyfooter might be in some trouble as well. Blade Frenzy finally stops. Chain Reactions just hits Swiftblade, and Palenwood's down as well, but he's actually going to get blocked a little bit by Ophelia, and Swiftblade will be totally alright. So, Drunken Master gets sent back by Pew, and he will be able to heal, come right back to the lane. Fine, continuing to drop wards. Glacius now in some trouble as Storyfooter's right back here. Blade Frenzy is available from Swiftblade, so they're looking for something, but Glacius still going to be in some trouble. Dance Floor gets dropped, and now Storyfooter actually stands to get away. Blade Frenzy going to try to take out Pew here. He's looking for something, the last hit, and he's going to find it, but he's going to pay for that with his life. Ends up being 1-for-1, obviously, in favor of the Hellborn team. And he's also going to lose his Minotaur, but over here, there goes Swiftblade Death, and Staccato Stuns are available. One more auto attack is not going to be enough, and Storyfooter's going to hide in these woods, going to try to juke the auto attacks from Rhapsody. Puts the dance floor down, can't find him, and he continues to go after Storyfooter. He just stands at the dance floor and dies.
Double tap.
And so does Torture, actually, so a nice double tap there from Rhapsody. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we did see a kill onto Hammerstorm, as this has turned into a 1v1 lane, and obviously Nox has a massive advantage, being level 8 compared to level 5 of Hammerstorm. Middle lane, we do see Gauntlet taking out Magmus, and no surprise, I assume used Gauntlet Blast, yep. And the combo basically just means there's something Magmus can do there. So, Gauntlet, as he is wont to do, just taking his free kill. Hammerstorm going to throw a stun, and that's not really going to do very much. Lance Along going to do a ton of damage. That hurts so much. It does way too much damage. So actually, Nox gets taken out of bottom lane. Just throws the stun. And that's enough. Interesting. So a bit of poor play there from Nox. Not that it matters too much. 4k gold up and 3k experience is the advantage for the Legion team. Fine making his way up top once again. And Pew has rotated to his own jungle. Presumably feeling like, don't feel like playing with the opposing woods anymore. Glacius gonna get jumped on here by Drunken Master, and that's an easy kill following the chain reactions. So that's basically what happens because we've got phase boots here on Drunken, so if Glacius is visible, he's dead. Between the phase, the stagger, and the lunge. Illusion Gauntlet here, going to chase out Magnus a little bit, and he's going to realize that's a fake. Port going to be drawn, as Glacius is basically selling, oh, I'm here. Ward obviously sees the real one, so that's going to be a dual lane for a bit here. Illusion, Glacius, actually, so they're going to charge up the ultimate, and they're going to try to get a kill. He actually will go off, and Super KG going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to drop despite the ultimate from Pew, so well played there as they bring in Rhapsody to help. And it did take 3 heroes, but they got a kill on KGE, and now they're all going to group up middle. Try to take a tower down. So they should be able to get this kill, but it's going to cost them a lot of resources and time.
Hellborn destroyed a Legion tower.
Bottom lane, meanwhile, tower getting considerably destroyed. The glyph does go off, but this is very possibly still a tower kill. In fact, yes, it will be. So,
the Legion have destroyed a Hellborn
1-for-1 towers. Top tower also going to get pressured a little bit. Won't be going down, but ends up being a trade, obviously, in favor of the Hellborn team as they take a little mid for the long lane tower. Pew trying to hide a little bit here. Skeleton King and Stomp onto Rhapsody. He's also going to die thanks to chain reactions and Joust. Blade Frenzy goes down, but there's still physical damage you can do. Meanwhile, Fine drops to a couple of stuns as the Lava Surge and Hammerstorm stun both hit him. But Joust is available, despite the Ice Imprisonment now. Rensington trying to live here, in fact, goes the direction that makes no sense, but he gets ported back, and So, Pew there with a nice port back, and that's why Nox made the decision he did. Up top, Stroyfooter trying to get the tower kill, I guess, by removing the creep waves from the occasion. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, they actually do get the kill here, as KGE hooks into Hammerstorm, attack, and a Gauntlet Blast, not to death. So, I'm assuming Stroyfooter's looking for the tower kill up top, and that's why he's playing the way he is. Magnus going to run back middle after grabbing the rune, I believe. Yes, was a regen. Nothing for you, KG. You noob. Joust onto Rhapsody, and she's just totally dead. Nothing she can do about that. Bottom tower gets pressured as a result. Let's see where these guys go. Swiftblade returning top, still level 5. Going up against the Drunken Master. GPM charts here, it's pretty clear that the Legion team is substantially ahead. 6k gold and 6k experience on top. Benzington with a 435 mark. As Gauntlet's hook not going to hit on the Glacius, just barely missing. Experience similar story. Gauntlet on top, but Nox a little bit, not quite far behind. But, Magnus once again not having the worst game, 300 GPM, and doing pretty well on levels, but he's the only one on this team who's really having any sort of impact. And it's mostly because he didn't get continuously crapped on during the laning phase, only 1 death. Top tower will be pushed in here a little bit. There's a third
The
here in
Legion have
Magnus will
destroyed a
join them, but the
Hellborn
mid tower
tower.
falls in the meantime. Bottom lane, Rhapsody going up against Benzington. Glacier's going to come here as well, but the Joust gets him away. And there's one more Staccato, but that's probably not going to be enough. Pops Energizer as well, and he will be fine. KGE coming in for the help anyway, will be able to hook on a Gauntlet, and that's going to, or Glacius, that's going to be a death for Glacius. Kutvina dying. I'm assuming he's sad. But probably pretty used to it by now. Mid tower gonna get dropped as well. Gauntlet Blast right there on top of Magnus, plus Nightfall. He's pretty screwed. Ultimate, excellently played from Rhapsody, gonna be able to save Magnus, who gets the Lava Surge off, but Swiftblade here in some trouble. Staccato Sun's onto KGE. Nice ultimate from Magnus. He's gonna try to get out of here, but it's not gonna happen. Finally, Swiftblade goes down, as does Magnus. And Hammerstorm up top. Glacier's gonna get chased down here. Nice hook, not gonna quite reach though, as Glacius just barely lives from the lance along. So the Legion side picks up a few kills. They do lose Pew. So at least Hellborn didn't get totally wiped for nothing.
The Legion
They didn't
has
get totally
destroyed
wiped.
a
They
Hellborn
lost 3
tower.
heroes. 5. Top tower also goes down, so now 4 heroes being taken out by the Legion side. As they're looking to defend this bottom here, as Rhapsody and Glacius are interrupting Nox's ability to just farm the lane freely. Rhapsody building up a fair amount of gold here. 227 GPM is just behind the Hammerstorm, and really at this point just behind Magnus. She's not super far from being the best farmer on her team. Outfarming Swiftblade, outfarming Glacius. Getting close to fine on that Torture on the Legion side. Trunken and Torture, speaking of, looking for some action. Hellborn Wood's gonna find Magnus, and he's in a lot of trouble. Nice Steam Bath and Lava Surge away. It's not going to matter though. Energizer gets popped, Lance along, easy kill. Untouchable goes out just to stop the Hammerstorm stun. Nightfall is over here onto Hammerstorm. Glacius and Rhapsody getting the stuns onto Gauntlet. It's not going to stop Rhapsody from getting jumped over here, and she's in a whole lot of trouble. We'll be able to get up the hill and should be okay though. Swiftblade looking for an ultimate into somebody. That doesn't even have it for 10 seconds, but I don't know, they're looking to reinitiate. Nice Hammerstorm stun and Staccato stun going down. Gauntlet is in a lot of trouble here. Gets into his blessing, trying to run away with the invincibility. Not going to happen. The last tower out attack going to be able to help finish him off, so that sucks, but whatever. Fine over here. Activates the impalement. He's just running into everybody. Swift Slashes go down, but there's a Joust on top of it, and they're going to be able to get the counter kill onto both Swiftblade and Hammerstorm. Eruption coming in, and will just do nothing to the Illusion Drunken Master, as Magnus gets himself the hell out of there. Outside Lava Surge, nope, and he's just looking for the courier kill. Will Lava Surge away, Joust, yep, there it is, and now Magnus is dead, so. Yep, there's a stagger, so. Thunder Blast not gonna hit. Bad decision making there from Mr. Magnus. Pop the Energizer and try to go in. Not gonna happen. Dance Floor goes down. I guess why not? DM gets supported back, and he's just gonna jump in because, hey, come at me, bro. Over here looking for a gear up, big fight. Gauntlet gonna be able to use the portal key and get Swiftblade right in there. He will take the Hammerstorm stun though, and he's gonna take a bunch of damage. Nice Lava Surge, and then Gauntlet's gonna be in a lot of trouble. He will drop right off the bat, but they use a ton to kill him. Joust over here will try to hit Magnus, not quite gonna connect. Glacial Downpour coming off to the side is gonna hit Torture for a bit, but it will be stopped by the chain reactions, and he's gonna try to run away. Agonizing Bonds and Nightfall gonna be able to finish him off, but Fine's gonna pay for it as well. And now Nox is in the back looking for an escape. He should be okay, but Pew won't be able to help him too much. They're going to run right into DM here. And they realize that, yeah, let's stop chasing now. Something's wrong. Pew on the bottom lane will use his Catman to help kill this defensive tower, and now he's going to run away. But the Strider's there, and plus the Lava Surge and Portal Key. He's in a lot of trouble. Staccato Stuns are there as well. Blade Frenzy going to come down, and Pew is going to drop it. So, I'm going to lose his Catman as well. Where is it going? There it is. So, Hellborn team taking a few kills here. Obviously still pretty far behind, 11.5k gold, 7.5k experience, but the Magnus Portal Key is really good. Gauntlet Blast plus the hook back and the chain reactions, he's quickly dead. Off to the side here, Swiftblade looking to run away, has the phase boots, doesn't have he does have Blade Frenzy, but it's not going to matter. There's the physical damage enough to take him out, and that's a 2 for nothing. So Portal Key in both Magnus and Hammerstorm here, obviously pretty essential items for them, and will allow some really good initiation. But not really going to do too much to just start turning this game completely around unless Legion makes a lot of mistakes, because Gauntlet has his own Portal Key, which is going to use to kill Rhapsody here. Dance Floor actually keeping her alive for a lot longer than it should be, and KGE going to drop just barely as the Portal Key Hammerstorm can jump in and help finish him. Drunken Master has a double damage, looking to finish off Hammerstorm. It's not going to happen. Botlat Tower finally does go down. Here's Pew to help with the push. Provide some mana to everybody. She should miss like 4 times, I don't know. I couldn't see it, or possible. Whatever. So, 19 minutes in, and Hellborn apparently feeling like they're still in this game, as they have not even called for a CC vote yet. Much less past one, but they can't see the resource advantage that we know Excellent has. Almost 16k gold and 11k experience, and then it's just going to get worse here. So Hammerstorm actually jumps in, avoids the chain reactions, Lava Surge onto 3. Nice Swift Slashes as well, but the Swift, but there it comes out, and they finally do take out Glacius, but they're also going to take Fine, so that's a 1-for-1 of the supports. Excellent Rhapsody ultimate, shaving a lot of damage. Staccato Stun's also onto Pew. He's going to take a much damage and eventually fall. Hammerstorm has his ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to die as well. Drunken Master going to be able to finish off Swiftblade, and Nightfall coming in onto Magnus, but before that, Rhapsody's going to drop, and Magnus now the only member, and he's also going to fall. So ends up being a genocide for the Legion side, as they lose only Pew, take out the entire Hellborn team. This side they lost Fine as well. So 2 for 5, I'm sure they'll take that. Similar result in the mid-tower push. This base tower won't drop, but it'll get pretty low. Dawnbringer going to be finished here on Nox. Glacius jumping in for some reason, I'm not sure why, because now he's dead.
Massacre.
Yeah, I do have known that the Joust had plenty of range for that. And that's going to result in this mid-tower actually dropping.
The Legion had destroyed a Hellborn tower.
Swiftblade is back. So is the rest of his team momentarily. Both Hammerstorm and Magnus are up. They have the portal keys available, so we'll see if they actually have enough to jump them. And there's the Sun. Actually nice ultimate from Destroy Footer on that Drunken Master. He'll be able to run away as a result. They will be just fine. So they do not take the Rex, but they manage to finish off the mid base tower. Nox will port bottom and grab some farm. Mid lane, meanwhile, Fine is invisible, so he's looking for something. Some sort of initiation here. Not finding too much. Hammerstorm's suddenly level 13. It's pretty interesting, but there's 3 heroes here grouped up in the middle lane. Bot lane, we've got Nox jumping away from the creep wave as Swiftblade's coming in. And it's pretty obvious KGE, Fine, and Destroy Footer do something on the anger. Gauntlet of Stun actually misses, but Glacius is in a lot of trouble still. Nightfall comes down, and he's going to be totally screwed. Hammerstorm is next target, and he's also dead. Magnus dropped to the side, trying to run away. He will be successful in that endeavor. And and ends up being just a 2-for-0. Off this side here, Gauntlet gonna find somebody else. The Zagato Suns are there. On top of the Swift Slashes, and he's gonna take a bunch of damage. KG actually falls. Drunken Mash looking for the counter kill here. Onto Swiftblade. Rhapsody looking to run away, but she actually might do it. Swiftblade getting out of here, and Rhapsody gonna fall in the background. And we'll see if they can turn this on to Swiftblade as well. One more lunge available, and that's gonna be another kill. So another 2 kills. They do get the Super KGE kill, but it's not gonna be worth it really, because now this is gonna turn into a mid-racked push, and 3 of the members of their team are dead. This side here, Glacius might want to get the hell out of there before he gets jumped. He's got Joust, so
Hellborn barracks has been destroyed.
Nox is just waiting for Glacius to get close. He used the Joust, but no, just cleans the creep wave. So mid tower is gonna fall here. Glacius now freezing his allies,
Hellborn barracks has been destroyed.
because that's the kind of game we're in. Bot lane now going to be heavily pushed. KG porting the tower and will be here as soon as he can. Joust? No Joust. Lance Long though. Going to be jumping in here onto the Rhapsody, who's way too far up. Chain Reaction's helping get the kill. Eruption onto 3 though, and that's going to do a whole bunch of damage. Just is not going to be enough. Swiftblade's Blade Frenzy's going down, and everything on Hellborn side is dying. Glacius is the only one left. He's going to get hooked right back in, and that's going to be the Genocide.
Genocide.
And there's a CC boat. That should pass there. Alright, so
Legion wins.
pretty clearly that xCet was just the better team here, and they outplayed their opponents. They outdrafted their opponents, so not a huge surprise that they managed to win this game. So well played to them, and that'll do it for this game.